Welcome back to Comtrade podcast. Today we are honored to host the Special Envoy of the President of the United States for Global Partnerships, Paolo Zampolli, here in Belgrade for his conversation with Telegraph. Welcome back to Comtrade and thank you for joining us again. And since your last appearance, you have taken on a new role as the Special Envoy for Global Partnerships. Could you tell us more about this new position and what brings you to Belgrade this time around?
Yes, we were at the IMF World Bank meeting last week. We launched a cooperation between the Serbian government and the United States about the Expo 27, because we will also have it in the future in the United States. The President, the Secretary asked me to immediately come. You know, the friendship that we have with Serbia and the US government is great, and we want to make it more robust and more strong. Our counterpart, Minister Marco, Foreign Affairs, they're very, very strong. With, my boss is the President of America. The second boss is the Secretary of State, which is absolutely fantastic. And I also work very closely with the Vice President, as I was last week in Hungary with him on the delegation of the visit to Prime Minister Orbán.
Last week, the Financial Times featured a striking front-page story about the Boeing deal. Could you walk us through that and share more context around it and its broader significance?
Yes, the Financial Times, there was a very catchy article, 20 billion in 20 minutes, which became kind of like the slogan. I went to Uzbekistan and I managed to convince the government to buy $20 billion of Boeing plane, 787 at most, in 20 minutes. And that's just the beginning. It might be also much more there. And I actually became the second best salesperson of Boeing after the President of the United States of America.
Congratulations.
It's an unpaid job, but it's not bad.
But you seem very passionate about that.
Oh yes, I love planes, and actually we're looking to sell some planes also to the government of Serbia.
You've been very active in the field of sports as well, particularly in the field of soccer. How do you see this part of your work evolving?
As you know, my president brought FIFA to the United States and the Olympics. The president also gave me the Trump Kennedy Center for the second term, which is the most prestigious things that we have in Washington. I put the FIFA raffle there with King John Infantino, and we've been working together for the incoming World Cup, which will be a huge success.
What are some of your next plans as the Special Envoy for Global Partnerships?
Well, my title is Special Envoy for Global Partnership. Means I push and promote America First agenda, which is agenda of the President and the Secretary. It's very broad on many things. Besides Boeing, I'm in charge of sport diplomacy, which is a fantastic thing that our Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, really cares. And it's really to put people together, the values of America, and we have connecting all governments, all people. Sport is for all. And I also was in Tashkent for the election of Sheikh Yohanna Al-Tahani for the Olympics. So I attended the Olympic with the Secretary in Milano for Cortina, and now I'm off to Africa. Will be David Livingstone of Africa.
That's impressive.
There was an alert on the Times of London that I'm going to change the Kilimanjaro name, this, the little volcano.
So could you share with us the new name of the mountain?
I am going to tell you. It's going to be called Mount Trump.
Okay. Well, now we have the exclusive news coming from you. We'll remember this, okay? Let's wait for the name change. You truly have an impressive and highly visible career, and with such responsibility also comes a public attention. How do you personally navigate the balance between public duties and private life, and would you like to comment on the recent news regarding your personal life?
Well, working for the president, you have to take a lot of bullets, and we have election coming up, so everything that they can attack people close to the president, they use it. Well, the main attack is on the new media, the social medias, the TikTok, the Instagram. It's about my ex that took a wrong path. She's against my son. My son doesn't want to see her anymore. He ran away from Brazil when he was there. It's a very sad story, but where I'm pursuing, we have besides her, other people that we have active reported to the FBI for extortion, criminal case. One individual, I think is a business partner, $650,000 extortion, and also the Miami police. And then the most important thing is what we have to understand, that all news, my president always called it fake news. I've been calling the New York Times when it writes about me 4 times in 1 week, that are inaccurate. But sometimes you can actually hold them responsible if they do something very, very illegal and crazy. But now we're facing this new media that are going to put out of business the real media. They have much more followers, much more presence, and they can say whatever they want. So the lies, the defamation, the invasion of privacy, the minors involved, my son. I mean, we have an ongoing lawsuit in the United States of America, in Italy, in Brazil, and we're going to have to explain to the world that you cannot just take a podcast, a TikTok, and say the craziest things that can irreparably harm a family and a job.
So how do you approach protecting your personal and family privacy while operating in such a high-profile international role?
Well, when you are one of the envoy of the president, you become a kind of a public person.
Yes.
But it's this discussing. They also start to attack. Basically, it's all motivated to attack the first lady and the presidency, and the other side, the other party, that they are very. They're using every vicious things. They're paying this blogger, to just lie, and because they're convinced they're not going to go away. And then one person say one, the other one becomes a two. After 2 days, they say 100.
Yes.
They're uncontrollable.
Yeah.
But I'll take them out. I will take it. Let me tell you something. We are taking names. We are taking names. And, to threaten the U.S. government, federal employees at this level also has, by law, big persecution. There was an article saying that I'm going to revoke visas of these journalists. No, I'm going to report their names, and then the State Department will make their decision. But we are taking names.
Of course, I assume everything is handled fully in accordance with the law.
Of course.
That's what's important.
I believe 100% in freedom of speech. As I said in other news, in the Times of London that last week, I said, New York Times, they're not write good things about me, but they're just inaccurate. But these other people threatening and creating a conspiracy, and I getting threatened message now. I'm scared. I have only my son, and it looks like now he has only his father.
Well, it's important that you share your thoughts and that you have a platform to share how you feel, and we wish you to be protected and keep your family safe at the end.
I love my son, and he ran away from Brazil. The mother went completely crazy. I think she has the syndrome of Stockholm, and she unfortunately she got in trouble because she was doing illegal medicine in Florida, importing smuggled Botox and Ozempic from China, illegal things. We have very strong laws. So because of this, she was arrested, and eventually she got lucky. They deported instead of keeping her in jail. Her husband, faced 3 to 10 years in jail, 14 family. They investigate them for 2 years. They were doing illegal Botox. I was told, I know they have lots of dogs. I was told that this gentleman was a dog doctor, a veterinary in Brazil. Maybe they don't need a license to chop the face of people, to inject people. But in America, you cannot do that. That's why they both get arrested. It's very sad. But we left each other many years ago. We were together. I stayed together with her for my son. It didn't work out. She went overboard. She's attacking the First Lady of the United States, our marvelous First Lady. And but all this disgraced TikToker, they have nothing to do in their life. They enjoy attacking somebody close to the President of the United States of America. I mean, the Brazilians have this their mindset on telenovela.
Yes.
The telenovela is about.
I understand.
They grow up watching the telenovela at 8 p.m. every day.
Yes.
And if you read the script on Wikipedia, the script of the telenovela is like screaming, fighting,
drama,
blood, police. Cheating, and that's why they grow up, and it looks like it kind of worked, this indoctrination.
Thank you very much for your time and for this insightful conversation. It's truly been an honor to welcome you once more at Comtrade Podcast, and we wish you continued success and hope to welcome you sometime again soon.
You're a great journalist. We did great things together. That's why I had to take accept the invitation. I also brought you present you the U.S. Constitution, and which I usually give to heads of state. But yeah, it's like to be in the Oval Office to be and I brought for the office of Comtrade, and as my president, I always say, now we have the golden age of the United States of America. This is a famous picture of I-95 by Marco Glaviano that is in gold. He loves gold, and I love gold too.